welcome to SKTV News. You're watching Primetime English News with Hemati Khongbantabam. First, the headlines. JAC against missing of Laishram Kamal Babu submits writ petition to High Court of Manipur demanding to produce Kamal Babu safe and sound by November 29. Both houses of Parliament adjourned until November 28 following opposition protests over Adani issue, Manipur crisis and Sambal unrest. Following the announcement of two-day boycott of government offices, Kokumi volunteers locked down government offices violating boycott code. Internet mobile data shutdown continues. Services suspended for another 2 days till November 29. Assam Chief Minister Himanta Biswa Sharma dismisses concerns about impact of ongoing violence in Manipur on other northeastern states, particularly Assam. And Supreme Court dismisses Kumbi MLA Prem Chandra's appeal against Manipur High Court ruling. With the rise in digital world, we extend our welcome and gratitude to our viewers for supporting the most trusted and first ever OTT platform, SKTV in Manipur, that can be watched globally. Now let's take a look at the news in detail. JAC against the missing of Laishram Kamal Babu has demanded the government to produce Kamal Babu safe and sound by November 29. It may be mentioned that whereabouts of Kamal Babu have remained unknown after he went missing since November 25 from 57 Mountain Division Complex, Leimakhung. JAC member Laurimbam Anita stated that a writ petition has been submitted to the High Court of Manipur in connection with the missing of Kamal Babu. The writ petition has been admitted by Chief Justice of Manipur's Division Bench and Justice Gaifushilu Golmai after hearing motion. Notice has been issued to State of Manipur as respondent and Union of India to respond by November 29. She stated that the JAC has banned entry of MES staff to army camp and want to launch intense agitation along with the CAs of Manipur if the demands are not fulfilled.
Mioy ama koi ki khungang sidagi nahan date 25 hariba numit asida thabak suba MS ki thabak toba contractor oiba masa akoi gi army headquarter da thabak suba gi my duty on duty chat kharaga yumda halaktabadagi akoina paw longna jabada habadi ma gi mara pai ki ba phone do mung manung na phone tawnaraga ma che halaktri si kari maram gi no na phone je tawna ba matamda masa se phone je switch off leirakpadagi paw phawna ba phangkhidare paw phawna ba phangkhidabaduna maram oirakanda 57 mountain division da akoina Jaruba matamda machi maphamrang khangdana mangisi karmai tawdana mangi bano yumda halaktre haibna khoina mokhoida pau pijaba matamda mokhoina hoji khoi kano tawri thiri hai aduga ngasi bawda langlang jena mata puthokpa ngamdana lerisi karigi non haiba matamda moige wari sanaje haidana khoi gi mihut khara su sangaga wari du sanajaruba matamda mokhoina yam laina khoi kaimta ngamdre responsibility lawba ngamaroi risk lawba zu ngamaroi noina tawningba tawro noina lambi thingi do tawkhai gi su tawkhai ro ka haibigi kaino ama khoida changba mi jingji da hairakpa thabak suba changba mi ji khoi gi ayaba permission yaur matungna moina protection pi gani hairaga hojiki mangi ba mioi china ahan ba suna te mamang du kaino tawdana phadana pundana tawbadagi akoi rescue tawbadi nanghawi uchina china khoi laibak phabadagi adubu handaki matang jidadi akoi rescue tawbagi timing je kitang thengba haigadra paw phangbu kitang thengmanbadagi akoi nangbagi tanja do khoida lehaudre aduna maram orakanda hujikse akoina 57 mountain division da akoina thamjari ba wafamsi mangi ba myoisi athuba matamda date 29 gi manungda sinabiyo.
Demanding safe rescue of missing Laishram Kamal Babu, locals of Gosaipur in Kashar district organized a public meeting today. The meeting resolved to appeal Indian Army in Leimakhung, centre and state government to trace the missing person who has been missing from Leimakhung Army camp since November 25. Speaking in this regard, Vice President of Gosaipur Meirapai Bilup Laishram Shantibala demanded Manipur government and relevant authority to make every possible efforts to find the missing person. Convener of Magal Seram Herajit, President of Maifa Thangjam Brojain, Tampak Mayum Salauddin, Convener of Kokumi Okram Lakikanta, KSH Umananda Singha along with relatives of the missing person attended the public meeting.
Manipur matam kunya dagi thabak suna leijarappa leima khong dagi mangki batado Kamal Babu Manipur sarkar amasung Bharat sarkarna tekta kaidana atubam tanda puthokna bagi akhoi Gosaipur part 1 gi maira luptagi mayamna Manipur sarkar da hisingjari
Kamal Babu se akhoi kaka se ngasi ya numi humni surje ngasi baw se thibam khangda leiri karim likhuna mata su khangde army ke manung dai bu mi du kuina suraga mangba huna bra haba officer sing na su kaimta response lobi de moina thiri khata thiri tawri kholi adu khata ni manung de moina hairi je adubo aina haijaning badi Manipur sarkar da athuba matam da akhoi gi kaka Kamal Babu bu tekta kaidana puthokpira u aduga central government army gi any manung de leiribo officer sing da soina haijari yarim khai akhoi gi kaka Kamal Babu se tekta kaidana puthokpira u
Kamal Babu mangki badu akai Gosaipur khungang asigi yamla luna tinajaba marup mapangni mangki badu ko yamna thawai nuaite yaragadi athuba matamda Manipur sarkar amasung Indian Army madugi mafamdagi mangki binena makoina kitang daitwa lobire haraga mahakpu tekta kaidana akoi ki kutta sinabiu haiduna haijari amasung mera pabidagi akoi kingsingjari.
Former candidate of Lamsang Assembly constituency, Arambam Karanjit, has called for the unconditional release of Laishram Kamal Babu, who went missing from the Leimakung army camp. Speaking at a press conference held at his residence in Kunghampat Mayai Laikai, Karanjit expressed concern over the recent developments, particularly in the wake of the tragic killings of 6 innocent civilians, including an 8-month-old infant injured by Kuki militants. Karanjit revealed that Kamal Babu, who had been working at the Leimakung army camp, disappeared yesterday under mysterious circumstances. He raised questions about the incident, suggesting that it could be an attempt to divert attention from the ongoing crisis surrounding the deaths of the 6 individuals. The former candidate also criticized the army's response to the situation, citing a statement claiming they were unable to search for Kamal Babu despite that he was registered for entry into the camp. Karanjit expressed doubts about the presence of Kuki militants, pointing out that the situation is suspicious, especially considering the presence of army personnel. Karanjit urged both the state and central governments to take immediate action and work towards restoring peace and normalcy in the region. He also called for the swift release of Kamal Babu, who he believes was either abducted by Kuki militants or taken into custody by the army.
Indian Army gi headquarter amada entry tawbada logbook ta Kamal Babu changaga sign tawramba adugi matung tabada maasi campus manung degi manghiba aduga army gi makok thongona daita lawba ngamoi aina thiba ngamoi na hairapasi yam laibak thibani army gi yam chawna laiba headquarter manung sida army na changraga thiba khangde mangre na haibasi angak pamani masi akhoina chingini ngai oire haibadi camp manung sida army khakta natana kurki narco terrorist na operate tawraga lairabra haina hoi chingnadaba ngamdre masi athubada army gi higher authority amasung JOC na thijillaga magasi army gi sipoi singna phajalaga thamribra natraga mafam aduda kuki narco terrorist changaga maase pharaga puhrabra haibasi mabu phangnaba thibiraga maji mu manungda chinabinaba appeal tawjari aduna athubada central government amasung state government na Manipur Santi Poraknaba Lana si thuna loisanaba athubada honabiu haina ai media ge thongda appeal tawjari.
Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha were suspended for the day after being adjourned twice on Wednesday amid ruckus over demand by the opposition on Gautam Adani indictment issue in US. This follows the opposition MPs submitting notices to move adjournment motions in both the lower and upper houses to raise concerns about issues such as the situation in Manipur, the Adani indictment and the ongoing violence in Imphal, Uttar Pradesh. In the Rajya Sabha, the chair rejected all of the 18 adjournment motions on various issues. After the opposition protested the chair's move to decline the suspension of the day's business, the upper house was adjourned till 11:30 a.m. and later for the day. The Lok Sabha, on the other hand, saw protests from the opposition members on the issue of Gautam Adani's indictment in the US. After the House convened at 11, it was adjourned till 12 p.m. after a brief meeting. After the House reassembled when the protests did not subside, the Speaker adjourned the House for the day. The House will reconvene on Thursday at 11 a.m. The winter session of Parliament began on November 25, with both houses adjourning early due to disruptions. The session will continue until December 20. Congress Member of Parliament MP Hibi Eden raised concerns over the ongoing crisis in Manipur by moving an adjournment motion notice in the Lok Sabha today. In his motion, Eden demanded a discussion on the worsening conditions in the state, calling for immediate government action to restore peace and justice. In a notice addressed to the Secretary General of the Lok Sabha, Eden urged to address the deteriorating situation in Manipur and to restore peace and justice, citing the persistent violence in Manipur that reflects a significant breakdown in law and order and pointed to serious administrative failures. He highlighted the escalating tensions, mass displacement, widespread destruction, and allegations of bias in the state's handling of the conflict. He maintained that the House must urgently address the deteriorating situation, hold the state administration accountable, and push for swift measures to restore peace and justice. He added that the ongoing violence not only threatened the social fabric of the state, but also threatens India's democratic values. It may be mentioned that the situation has prompted National Investigation Agency (NIA) to intervene, as the agency registered 3 new cases in relation to the violence in Jiribam and other areas. NIA took over the investigations on November 13, following directions from the Union Ministry of Home Affairs, which decided to transfer the cases to the Anti-Terror Agency due to the gravity of the violence and the larger conspiracy behind the attacks. Following the announcement of 2-day boycott of government offices, volunteers of Coordinating Committee on Manipur Integrity, COCOMI, today locked down government offices in Imphal area. At around 11 a.m. today, volunteers of COCOMI arrived at Babupara area and locked down Old Secretariat, New Secretariat, offices of Transport Directorate, Relief and Disaster Management. The volunteers further locked the Forest Office in Sanjainthum. It may be mentioned that COCOMI had decided to launch the boycott of government offices after government failed to fulfill its demands within 7 days' time. The demands included removal of AFSPA, mass combing operation against Kuki militants, handing over of Jiribam killing case to the NIA. Despite COCOMI's announcement of a total shutdown of all state government offices, the government offices at Thoubal Mini Secretariat remained open. However, the number of staff present was significantly reduced. Notably, COCOMI had called for the closure of all state government offices for 2 days in protest over the government's failure to address the ongoing crisis in the state. Offices inside Thoubal Mini Secretariat continued to operate under strict security measures, with visitors being carefully screened at the entrance. However, the number of staff present was noticeably lower. No untoward incidents have been reported till the time of filing this report. Manipur government has yet again extended the temporary suspension of internet services in 9 districts of the state. An order issued by Commissioner Home and Ashok Kumar today informed that internet services, mobile data services, including VSAT and VPN service, will remain suspended till November 29 for Imphal East, Imphal West, Bishnupur, Thoubal, Kaching, Kangpokpi, Jiribam and Churachandpur. A Assam Chief Minister Himanta Biswa Sharma has dismissed concerns about the impact of ongoing violence in Manipur on other northeastern states, particularly Assam, stating that we are emotionally one, culturally one, but boundary-wise different. Speaking at the International Tourism Mart in Kaziranga on November 27, he highlighted the importance of viewing the states as separate entities with unique identities. Drawing an analogy, he compared the situation to events in other parts of India, asking rhetorically whether an event in Rajasthan a setback for Haryana. He asserted that linking incidents in Manipur to places like Kaziranga or Manas in Assam is unfair and only creates unnecessary frustration. He emphasized that while the states are emotionally and culturally connected, they are geographically distinct. Sharma's remarks comes amid rising concerns over the implications of Manipur's unrest on the broader region, especially Assam, which shares a geographical and socio-cultural proximity. It may be mentioned that the escalating tensions in Manipur have drawn widespread attention, though Assam Chief Minister's comments highlighted the effort to prevent regional instability from being misinterpreted as affecting the entire northeastern belt. Two-judge bench of Supreme Court consisting of Justice M.M. Sundaresh and Justice Aravind Kumar has dismissed a special leave petition filed by Kumbi MLA Sanasam Prem Chandra against impugned order passed High Court Manipur in connection with an election petition filed against him by JDU candidate and his opponent Ahantem Sanjoy in 2022. The two-judge bench of Apex Court informed that the special leave petition filed by petitioner has been dismissed as it did not find any ground to interfere with the impugned order passed by High Court of Manipur dated August 30, 2024. It may be mentioned that Manipur High Court had declined application seeking rejection of an election petition filed against MLA Prem Chandra for allegedly furnishing wrong information relating to his educational qualification and assets. After listening to arguments of both sides, the High Court of Manipur observed that contents of the election petition was reasonable under Section 83 of People's Representation Act and rejected the application filed by MLA Prem Chandra. However, challenging the order of High Court of Manipur, Kumbi MLA Prem Chandra had filed the special leave petition to Supreme Court, which was again dismissed by the Supreme Court on November 25. Six student organizations in Manipur have urged the state government to lift the shutdown of all educational institutions in the valley districts from tomorrow. During a press conference held today at Manipur Students Federation MSF office in Kwakatil Makha, Lorimbam Lekai, coordinator of the six student organizations, Oinam Nickerson, expressed strong disapproval of the government's decision to implement an indefinite shutdown of educational institutions from yesterday. He pointed out that the indefinite shutdown was imposed after all schools and colleges in some districts had remained closed since November 17. Nickerson criticized the government's failure to protect public lives and property, which he argued had led to escalating tensions. He described the indefinite closure of schools and colleges as an act of cowardice, emphasizing that the government has failed to address the core issues. Nickerson said that shutting down educational institutions effectively destroys students' futures and their right to education. He called on the government to lift the shutdown by tomorrow, allowing students to resume their studies and avoid further disruption to their education.
Hojik lagi Iran sigi namada, lepak niamna, amadi mahibusina, mahibusinggo lakani habi namada. Iram da masida laiba mahibusinggo mahogi democratic right no nangsanaba mahibusin tamda ayatba akai bakya. Pina na moongda haitare. Masi palu balenga sina madi mohili nabo motori kisina. Sawai nehanga koiba mahibusin suti thadokba amadi tinna thubasa. Masi yamna ludaba amadi masi Songom yang chadaba adumba thongmani haina lawi mairoi khonai tin chang na lawi som chang na lawi tawba thongmani haina sulawi ngasigi lenga amani leiba aikoi hamnai ba jingsina ꯂꯩꯔꯤꯕ ꯏꯔꯥꯡ ꯑꯁꯤꯗ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯒꯤ ꯃꯤꯆꯝ ꯄ꯭ꯔꯖꯥ ꯑꯃꯗꯤ ꯃꯤꯌꯥꯝꯒꯤ ꯂꯟ ꯊꯨꯝ ꯉꯥꯛꯄ ꯉꯝꯗ꯭ꯔꯒ ꯊꯤꯡꯖꯤꯟꯕ ꯇꯥꯏꯅꯕ ꯉꯝꯗ꯭ꯔꯒ ꯅꯥꯁꯤꯈꯣꯡꯗ ꯇꯥꯏꯅꯩ ꯍꯥꯏꯕꯗꯨꯒꯤ ꯃꯑꯣꯡꯗ ꯃꯤꯌꯥꯝꯒꯤ ꯏꯍꯧꯁꯨ ꯀꯤꯕ ꯑꯗꯨꯒ ꯃꯤꯌꯥꯝꯒꯤ ꯂꯟ ꯊꯨꯝ ꯑꯃꯗꯤ ꯄ꯭ꯔꯖꯥ ꯃꯤꯌꯥꯝꯁꯨ ꯉꯥꯛꯄ ꯉꯝꯕꯒꯤ ꯊꯧꯑꯣꯡ ꯑꯁꯦ ꯑꯁꯤꯒꯨꯝꯕ ꯊꯧꯑꯣꯡ ꯑꯁꯤ ꯈꯨꯗꯛꯇ ꯂꯦꯞꯄꯤꯒꯗꯕꯅꯤ ꯑꯃꯗꯤ ꯑꯊꯤꯡꯕ ꯊꯝꯃꯤꯕ ꯑꯃꯗꯤ ꯁꯨꯇꯤ ꯊꯥꯗꯣꯛꯏꯕ ꯑꯁꯤꯒꯨꯝꯕ ꯇꯣꯉꯥꯟ ꯇꯣꯉꯥꯟꯕ ꯃꯍꯩꯔꯣꯏꯁꯤꯡ ꯑꯁꯦ ꯍꯌꯦꯡꯗꯒꯤ ꯍꯧꯅ ꯑꯊꯤꯡꯕ ꯑꯁꯤ ꯂꯧꯊꯣꯛꯀꯥꯟꯗ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯒꯤ ꯃꯍꯩꯔꯣꯏꯁꯤꯡꯕꯨ ꯍꯥꯡꯗꯣꯛꯑꯀꯥꯟꯗ ꯃꯍꯩꯔꯣꯏꯁꯤꯡꯕꯨ ꯃꯈꯥ ꯇꯥꯅ ꯃꯅꯤꯡ ꯇꯝꯅ ꯃꯍꯩ ꯃꯁꯤꯡ ꯇꯝꯕꯒꯤ ꯑꯌꯥꯕ ꯑꯗꯨ ꯂꯩꯍꯟꯒꯗꯕꯅꯤ.
Now, before we move on, it's time for a short commercial break. We'll be right back. Stay tuned.
SKTV News ki Mindment ki tongan episode singa Miyami kudong chara basing paudam duna lakli. The Mindment ki Anova series Go to Relief Camps. Series asigi episode mathang Miyam gidamak nau no puduna luxury lanjana duna tongan relief camps singda From Lodana Ladiba, Miam Unaba, Papa Madugi, or your Pibam Miam the Uhangadoriba, new series of The Mic Man Go to Relief Camps every Wednesday at 2 p.m. only on SKTV News.
We are hiring. Position title: Trainee Video Journalist. Vacancy 3 numbers. We are on the lookout for trainee video journalists who are eager to learn, explore, and make an impact in the fast-paced world of news media. Responsibilities: go on site for reporting and interview, help research and develop exciting news stories, record, edit, and polish videos for our platform. Work closely with our editorial team to meet deadlines and deliver quality content. Qualification: any graduate or postgraduate in journalism and mass communication or a similar field. Basic editing skills, great communication and storytelling abilities. Last date to apply is 5th December 2024. Please send your CV along with a recent passport size photo to our email hr@skTV.news or contact us at 700-525-9437.
Welcome back. You're watching SKTV Primetime English News. More news and updates. Kangleipak Students Association KSA has urged the government to lift the indefinite shutdown of all educational institutions, asserting that the ongoing crisis will not be resolved through such closures. These remarks were made during the 19th Foundation Day celebrations of the organization at the KSA office in Kuyatong. The event was observed in a subdued manner, with the tribute paid to the lives lost in the ongoing crisis. Speaking at the event, a KSA representative called on the government to restore normalcy in the state and facilitate the return of displaced people to their homes. Rather than addressing the root causes of the crisis, the government has resorted to measures such as suspending internet services and imposing curfews, assuming these actions will alleviate tensions. However, the association stressed that such measures, which infringe on the democratic rights of the people, will not resolve the conflict. The KSA also urged the state government to appeal to the central government for a solution to the ongoing crisis. KSA further highlighted the severe impact of the crisis on students, particularly in the wake of the COVID-19 pandemic, and reiterated its demand for the shutdown to be lifted. KSA warned that it would resort to stern agitations if its demands are not met. Manipur police successfully rescued Dr. K.H. Nabakeshwar, a medical officer who was abducted from Langthabal Kunjawang Laikai on the morning of November 22 and later demanded ransom, threatening to harm if the demands are not met. The operation, carried out on November 24, led to the arrest of 5 suspects and recovery of cash of arms, ammunition and suspected narcotics. The kidnappers had demanded a ransom and threatened the victim's life. Acting on intelligence inputs, police tracked Dr. Nabakeshwar to a farmhouse in Lamdeng under Lamsang police station. 4 suspects, identified as Wahingbam Ramananda alias Roso alias Luwangamba of KCP MC Lalumba faction, Wahingbam Usharani alias Piari alias Abem, Nauruibam Joyshankar, aged 39, and Leichungbam Bipin, aged 32, were apprehended during the initial operation. Police seized one 7.65 mm pistol with magazine, 1.32 mm pistol with magazine, and 10 live rounds of .32 caliber from their possession. Meanwhile, on November 26, a follow-up operation led to the arrest of another suspect, Paunam Shamungo alias Pintu. During the search operation of Ramananda's residence, additional weapons, ammunition, explosives and suspected narcotics including 3 pistols, 1 loaded with 3 rounds of 9 mm ammunition, a revolver and 2 carbine magazines, 28 rounds of 7.65 mm ammunition and 1 round of 7.62 mm ammunition, 4 detonators, 1.22 rifle with magazine and 8 soap caps suspected to contain heroin number 4 were recovered. In a separate incident, Manipur police on November 25 arrested one active cadre of KCP PWG, identified as Wairupam Nauba Maite, aged 34, of Foijing Teramakong from Haibong Pokpi, Korifaba Road near Nambul, Korifaba in the Bishnupur district. He was found to be involved in monetary demand from general public and shopkeepers in Nambul area. 1 two-wheeler and 1 mobile phone were seized from his possession. The arrested cadre has been handed over to Nambul police station for further investigation. President of All Manipur United Club Organization Amuko, Nandu Luwang, asserted that efforts of Meitei village volunteers in preserving territorial integrity are more commendable than those of their Kuki counterparts. Nandu Luwang made this statement during the 12th Foundation Day of New Hope Life Foundation for Disabilities held at Loktak Hall of Manipur Press Club today. Vice President of the Foundation, Shanta Takilambam, Joint Director of Directorate of Environment and Climate Change, Nita Arambam, and political activist, Oinam Romain, among others, attended the event. Speaking at the event, Nandu Luwang emphasized that the responsibilities of Meitei civil society organizations, CSOs, student bodies and Mairapaibi women's groups in safeguarding the Meitei community's interests are more significant than the roles played by Kuki organizations. He also pointed out that while the efforts of 10 Kuki MLAs to protect their community are more considerable than the combined efforts of 37 Meitei MLAs. Nandu Luwang also pointed out the recent surge in tensions demanding for resignation of MLAs and those opposing resignation of MLAs. He expressed concern over the growing divisions and described the actions aimed in fostering disunity as unfortunate. He further questioned those opposing the resignation whether the MLAs are solely responsible for protecting the state during this ongoing crisis.
Manipur, social media Facebook since we learn sin that contour. Madam the Iripa Iramdam Kanunaba, Poki social media sin that real. Iripa Iramdam Ziggy Yellow Me Minadiba, and means of never going Masin Sigamarta, Funatana, China, Nangatana, Tower. Cookie is sweaty, but cookie and Toiba, swimming, I will say was 20% retinel. At the Maitay Masin Zainaba, X or Y, I take a without saying no ma'am ago. 80% with Tower. Manipur Tugani, Manipuri separate Mr. Salomi, not a very limited long as a cookie to. Amazing that I'm to do either. Makogi mutes level la loiba, la looking to the lawyer either. Makogi represented the CSO about go to Wabi, Ukin P. Manipur, idea by Viaco, Masisu higher. Makogi believes him to higher. Hide on the right Manipur to Kaidi, Manipuri to Abalangam Longer. I do that already. A point Manipuri, Gomena, Manipuri, Emily ministers in Suyam, Hachin Loga, Tap Tap Pim Loga, Tenabon Trail. Immediate ministers in Sina, Kari Totang Logra was mobile vaccine with Sabuton. And the city, to find a new hope now, disability, Gigambu Jingsda, PBD Wakal Tona, and no but Lambi Mangalama, PBD is fine, I could put them on Swede Pagram Siki, a koi Manipur Kai Yaroi, Manipur Mutapo Yaroi, Hibis the koi, Wakal so koi must put the Taliban as Abasiki, Kotung Zabaloka, by Hajini.
Freight trucks that were stranded due to landslide at Nungdalan, located in between K. Sinam and Karampalil villages along National Highway 37, have now resumed commuting since early this morning. According to Ganpati Construction Company, despite some rocks still blocking the passage, goods-laden trucks have resumed commuting since 7:30 a.m. Trucks that were stranded at Nungba, Kambirond and None checkpost are now en route to Imphal, while those stuck at Kaikilmanbi have headed towards Jirba. Passenger vehicles and light vehicles are currently using the Bishnupur-Tupul road. The construction company is continuing its efforts to clear the large rocks obstructing the passage, and the road is expected to be fully operational by tomorrow. Meanwhile, the company also stated that due to shortages of petroleum products and other essential commodities, trucks are being allowed to ply along the national highway. Indigenous Peoples Forum Manipur today informed that the Manipur Indigenous Peoples Cultural Exchange Festival, scheduled for the 29th and 30th of November 2024 at Chadong Kamjong District, Manipur, has been postponed until further notice due to incomplete arrangements. In a press note, the forum also informed that new dates will be announced shortly. A 3-day training program on ELISA hands-on training for lab technician, labor in charge and DSU microbiologist under Integrated Disease Surveillance Program of National Health Mission was inaugurated today at Shija Academy of Health Sciences, Ho. Director of Health Services, Dr. Chambu Gonmai, Director of Shija Academy of Health Sciences, Dr. M. Amuba, Director of Shija Hospitals and Research Institute, Medical Services, Dr. Jugindro Sorokhaibam, and Directorate of Health Services, State Surveillance Officer, Dr. S. Gopal, among others, attended the event. Speaking on the occasion, Dr. Chambu Gonmai highlighted the gaps in investigative capabilities within the state, despite the presence of multiple medical institutions. As a result, diagnostic samples often have to be sent to other states for analysis. He emphasized the importance of the training in equipping technicians with necessary skills to improve the quality of diagnostic work, stressing that advances in medical technology have significantly changed the landscape of lab practices over the years.
Akwai mapan lom da khakta hek test tauba khotpagi se khralu ridi hek thabam tumsule aduna hujibudi koi gi state chu yamna advance we rakre aduna koi asiki hands on training se yamna darka we koi gi enzyme test taubi se adoka koi na final diagnosis tauba confirmation test kumba taubi sida koi gi technicians myam sing si chu mohoi se yamna well versed we ba darka we ba aduna mohoi se quality later bdi akoi gi diagnosis lan bisu yai aduna mohoi gi technicians myam sing se moi bo fazan training pi ba darka leiba moina thabak to se quality oina pi se pambe gi oina hands on training se darka we nang si pangthoja.
Integrated Rural Management Association, IRMA, has extended support to government's Bal Vivah Mukt Bharat. The district administration has organized rallies, pledge-taking ceremony with IRMA against child marriages as a central government launches nationwide Bal Vivah Mukt Bharat campaign in New Delhi. SDO Pautinse Kipgan joined the ceremony in Faijang Relief Camp in Kangpope district and administered pledge against child marriage to hundreds of villagers, village heads, child marriage protection officer, ASHA workers, Anganwadi workers, teachers and women survivors. Speaking on the occasion, Pautinse Kipgan gave detailed and deliberately stressed upon the consequences of child marriages, grievances fed by early marriage. He mentioned about the awareness, prevention and reporting of child marriage that can result in arrest and 2 years of imprisonment.
We have just organized a one-day district level Bal Vivah Mukt Bharat. It's a campaign against child marriage. This event is being launched at the center by the Union Minister. In line with that, the program is being organized here in Kangpope district by the district administration Kangpope partnership with IRMA. The main purpose of this campaign today is to raise awareness about the evils of child marriage, to sensitize people about the need to prevent child marriage. Not just that,
Maite Huyen Lalong Sintam Shanglin Sajjal Academy Angtha branch celebrated its 28th Raising Day today at Angtha in Andro constituency, organized by Universal Friendship Organization (UFO). UFO General Secretary S. Yohenba stated that Sajjal Academy, established in 1934, extended its 33rd branch on November 27, 1995. The academy now has a total of around 250 branches in Manipur, including outside the state. Ever since the establishment of the academy, it has been making efforts to promote the age-old Meitei culture, tradition, religion, and to revive vanishing traditional games preserved by the forefathers. He appealed to the people to extend cooperation in making the academy successful.
Infona koi pamjari ba koi ki pandalong hai tare koi ki dia Meitei ama oina urabni na koi Meitei ama na ai gi pai pu singa ho gi ba matamda koi kari wangang changang mi thakchi ka si adi phije sakset adi sakcha yelen sunga mayam je koi hingana hona bani lona na koi mangra ba ai koi ki sana khona ba gi maram ari ba mayam ho ji ka no ba koi sana ba gi item mayam thola mi na koi pai pu na lejaram ba ai mayam sum mutharak ba sunga mayam ji hingana hona bani lona na koi malem si da muktang Pamti Masago, Imamti Masago, Makosi, Yamnuchi Sana, Himina, a wall without war, land yacht of Malema. I go pick rubber in the present principle of Sensina, Masi, a quick pandemic, what is out.
Results of first state-level mathematics science competition 2024 for students studying from class 5 to 8 have been announced today. The competition was organized by Maya Yumfam Kuman Kanglei Apunba Itinfam at SCM English School located at Singjamai Kongba Road on November 10. The results were announced at Maike Mayang Imphal office in the presence of Indigenous Peoples Organization Manipur, Ipong, General Secretary Rakesh Mirangdem and Chief Convener Angom Surjit and Convener Chongthap Mangal of Maike. Prizes for the winners will be distributed on December 12th, Nupilan Day at Prabhavati College, Mayang Imphal. Now moving on to the national news. In a record-breaking heroin seizure, Mizoram Police CID Special Branch personnel seized 8.058 kg of heroin yesterday at Chuiva Hills in Twampui neighborhood of Aizawl. 3 individuals, including a woman, were arrested in connection with the recovery. The CID Special Branch of Mizoram Police acted on tip-off and intercepted 2 vehicles in Aizawl's Twampui area. The drugs were found hidden in 664 soap cases concealed with 1,939 foreign cigarette packets. The heroin, weighing a total of 8 kg, was estimated to be worth 2.41 crore rupees in the local market. The 3 suspects, all from Champhai's Sangsam locality, were arrested for trafficking the narcotics. In addition to the heroin, authorities also seized the 2 vehicles and 4 mobile phones belonging to the accused. A criminal case has been registered at the Special Narcotic Police Station in Aizawl under relevant sections of the Narcotic Drug and Psychotropic Substances Act 1985, and an investigation into backward and forward linkages has been launched. And in the weather report, according to ICAR Regional Center Lamphel-Pad, Sted's maximum temperature was recorded at 24 degrees Celsius, while the minimum temperature was 12 degrees Celsius. The maximum relative humidity was measured to be 95% in the morning and 47% in the evening. Now, before we wrap up for the day, let's take a quick look at the headlines once again. JSC against missing of Laishram Kamal Babu submits a writ petition to High Court of Manipur demanding to produce Kamal Babu safe and sound by November 29. Both houses of parliament adjourned until November 28 following opposition protests over Adani issue, Manipur crisis and Sambal unrest. Following the announcement of 2-day boycott of government offices, Kokomi volunteers locked down government offices, violating boycott code. Internet and mobile data shutdown continues. Services suspended for another 2 days till November 29. Assam Chief Minister Himanta Biswa Sharma dismisses concerns about impact of ongoing violence in Manipur on other northeastern states, particularly Assam. And the Supreme Court dismisses Kumbi MLA Prem Chandra's appeal against Manipur High Court ruling. Now that's all we have for today's Primetime English News. Thank you for watching SKTV News, the first ever OTT platform in Manipur. Please visit SKTV website skyic.in to download SKTV app. You can now access Google Play Store to download the app. SKTV iOS app is now accessible on Apple App Store. For early access, use the QR code. The download link will also be pinned in all our comments section. Join us for real-time news updates, exclusive interviews and comprehensive analysis of current affairs in Manipur. Have a good night.